it'll work. Like, I should be in focus now, by now, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's been a few weeks since our last update. You know, the world's been in turmoil lately, so we haven't really had a whole bunch going on. Our day-to-day lives probably aren't nearly as cool as we would like them to be, and so haven't really been doing anything. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to just give y'all an overview of my 2005 Lotus Elise. We got it. It was pretty much stock, and I've had it for just under 2 years now, and we've done quite a bit. Me and Brandon went and picked the car up. It was like June of 2018. It was a miserable drive. The AC, there's no AC, which most of them don't have AC to begin with, but there was no AC. It was like 110 degrees for 16 hours. So we picked this up about 2 years ago, and yeah, it was a miserable drive. I think we'll do a story about that sometime because I lost 8 pounds of water weight. I sweated so much. The blinker popped out. Brandon was driving it the first time he ever drove one. Blinker popped out, was on the highway all over the place, scratched the front of it up. But anyway, so since then, we've done quite a few things. The very first thing we did was the XXR. I think these are for the 530s. I've ran XXR wheels for a really long time on most of my cars. They are just as strong as OEM wheels, and if I curb one or break one, it's like $150 instead of $1,000 for a wheel, and nobody wants that. We have the Nitto NTO1 tires. They were really good when we first got them, but it's been like 2 winters now. Now they're very dry and crusty and don't like to grip, so we need to get new ones pretty soon. But yeah, that was our first mod. One of our second ones, we did the GRP extra wide side scoops. These look a lot better than the stock slates, especially the wide version. The wide version just really lends itself to the car. The not wide version's fine too, it's just a little more flush here. Actually, we did a little how-to video. It wasn't the greatest video ever, but we did a little how-to install video. I'll put a card in the video to show you all that. Walking around up front, we did Greg's carbon fiber headlight housings and his LED rings. From the factory, you don't have any sort of running lights or anything cool like that. It's just these black housings, and usually they're kind of faded and cracked. Up front, we also shaved some of the inlet housings here. So you have your radiator is up front. That's what this housing's for, or this inlet's for. Then you have 2 oil coolers on either side. From the factory, the slates are really misaligned and not put in there well. I've had 2 of these, and each of them had weird kind of cutouts for the slates and just really wasn't nice. So we shaved those down and we put this, hexagon grill in there.
Honeycomb grill. So looks a lot nicer. Our next big modification will be an Exige V6 style front clam with the S3 headlights, the ones that they look kind of like a C7. They're a little more angular. It should update the front of the car, and then at that point, the car will pretty much be done. After that, and a little bit of interior work. We also replaced the radiator last season. We did some new oil lines in the front of the car for the oil coolers. In the back, here, let's take a look at that. Actually, in the back, we did Greg's V3 taillight. These are really, really awesome. Did an install video of those as well. They just modernize the back of the car. The OEM 2005 lights really make the car look dated. These just are a great addition. As far as other stuff we did recently, or I say recently, last winter, me and Brandon had both of the clams off. Basically did some, I would say, just aesthetic stuff back here. No performance mods of any means. The stock reservoir is just like the Toyota piece, and it's really not that great at all. It's okay at best. It works. Wait.
It works.
So it's better than stock?
If you're a Lotus purist that thinks nothing should be changed, you'll probably want to not subscribe to this channel. I'm okay with that.
Because we laugh at you.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
We took the intake manifold off,
Valve cover, we painted those. We did, these are also from GRP, carbon fiber covers. These are Vibrant Performance lines. We've got a couple AN fittings, and that's really nice braided line. We also did a Weaponar header. Goes back to the Larini SE exhaust, which sounds pretty good. And it looks a lot better, in my opinion, than the stock one that comes out beneath the diffuser. In the rest of the world, as far as I know, it comes from the factory above the diffuser. So yeah, we did that, or that one came with it, but we were going to do it anyway, so it was cool the car came with that. Moving on to the interior. First off, I guess we'll start with, this is the GRP gated shifter. This is the favorite part of the car for most people that sit in it or drive it. There's something special about having a gated shifter. Installing this is not too bad at all. It went very straightforward for me. However, some people did have a little bit of an issue getting it in. I did do a little install video of that as well. We have our fire extinguisher just in case, which, from what I understand, the coolant, the stuff in the fire extinguisher, will actually damage the aluminum as much as the fire. So if we had an engine fire, I'm not even sure I would actually pull that out and use that. I think it would be just as bad. For a radio, this little head unit is from, I think they're called Ozone or O-Radio, something like that. Basically, it's an iPhone 4S as a radio. And I'm not an iPhone guy, but it's really cool. It works pretty well. I would like to do the Tesla style double din at some point. I think the highlight of our interior is definitely our digital dash here. Just totally modernizes, brings it into the current times. Definitely here, we'll go ahead and start it up. If you don't know anything about the Lotus, this is your little key fob, and you have to hit this. That's going to disable the immobilizer. So that's hit, and the key is turned over. We can hit our start. So here, we'll turn this down a little bit more so we can see better. The screen is fantastic. It's very responsive. There's no lag, and the guy that makes these is very friendly. So the colors and the screens are pretty customizable. Right now I have it green all the way through the RPM range until we're about to red line, and that's where it'll actually change colors. So you'll even see the screen flash red. Now we are able to change a lot of these colors. You'll notice that the oil pressure and the oil temp, neither one of those are, I think neither one of those are in the CAN bus from the factory, and so the screen can tie into them, but you need aftermarket sending units for those. And using the stock trip button, I don't know if you can see that, but using that, we're able to rotate through some of our screens or cycle through. So you'll see this is the Elise S2 screen, S3, or maybe I had that backwards. Maybe it was S1, S2, this is S3, I'm sorry. And back to this, there's actually a few more, but I have them disabled in the back end. You'll also notice this is a newer screen. I have not inputted the old miles yet, but it does keep up with all of that, and we have documentation of the old gauge so that the miles are accurate. I just haven't gone up there and updated it yet, so it's been in here for 3,100 miles. So yeah, that's that screen. I'll go ahead and we'll turn off our running lights, and we can cycle back through those so you can see them again. If you're familiar with Lotus, it looks like an aluminum tub from the factory. There's not really any finishing. So last winter, Brandon and I took the interior apart. We put Dynomat, sound deadening on all of the exposed surfaces we could, and then we carpeted everything. We also wrapped our door panels in leather, and it's not Alcantara, it's velour, which is actually pretty nice. The seats like to hold hair quite a bit. The seats are really cool. I'm not entirely happy with them. I think we're gonna sell these and get some carbon fiber ones, but they turned out about how I wanted them. Also in the interior, we have our carbon fiber side sills, carbon fiber door pulls, and our carbon fiber center console, and all of that is also from Greg's Race Parts. He's one of our friends here, and he does quite a bit for us. We also have these aluminum wiper stocks and signal stocks. And that's the stock shift knob. So there's not a whole bunch left to do in the interior. This summer, I would like to pull the rest of the plastics and get all of those wrapped. Maybe in that velour or an Alcantara. So yeah, I think that's a pretty simple overview of everything that we've done. Am I missing anything, Brandon? Do you know?
I think so. We've talked enough. Thanks for hanging out. If this was not entirely annoying, please consider leaving us a sub. We do a lot of car stuff here, occasionally with a little bit of adventure, photography stuff I do thrown in, but mainly we try to keep it cars. So, you know, we're doing stuff to the Lotus. We're going to be doing a few things to my GLA 45 AMG. Sometimes we're playing around in Brandon's Vet. We also cover some of the cool builds and stuff that we do out here as a shop. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.